Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought that we would go over all of the artwork that I created in the year 2021. But first, I just wanted to say thank you so much for following along in my artistic journey. Without you guys, I don't think I would be where I am today, and I'm over 300 subscribers here the very first day of 2022. So thank you so much, and without further ado, let's have a peek at what I created last year. So what really started my journey into artwork was this beautiful painting right here of Gina Carano as Elizabeth Bennet. I've never painted a person before, but I've always wanted to. And I just needed, I guess, the right inspiration to get started. So here she is. And I was just getting into oil paints because I typically only work with acrylic paint, which is what the background is. I decided to give it a go, and I just love this blue. And I actually have a video on how I did this if you want to know more about it. Up next would be my Bernie Sanders meme. I wanted to paint my very own meme, and I also have a video about this as well. And just kind of what inspired me to do this. And this was another person that I decided to paint, and not trying to necessarily make fun of him or anything, but it was just something I wanted to do. And once an artist gets something in their head, they just kind of have to do it. From then on, I just kind of started doing some dabble work with oil paints just to see what would happen. And here, I don't know what all this stuff is, I wanted to make a spider's web because I learned a valuable life lesson while I was sitting outside. And again, I have videos for most of these pictures, so feel free to peruse what I have available. Okay, and up next, yes, I pity the fool, Mr. T. I have to say this was one of my favorite paintings that I did because it's so out of the box, and it really just began my journey into character crossovers that I really enjoy. Of course, it started with this painting back here, but then I decided to take it a step further and just do something I feel is pretty extreme, and I absolutely love it. Mr. T. And actually, it's probably one of the best videos that I have produced for my channel. I really took my time. I got some new gadgets, so that usually helps. I got some new gadgets and decided to really try to utilize them for the making of this video for this project. And yeah, turned out pretty good. Again, I started with acrylic paint in the background and then did oil. The reason I do that is because acrylic paint dries so quickly. If I were to do the background in oil, it would take much longer, and I don't want to wait before I get to the piece de resistance. Another one of my character crossovers that I thought was really cool was my Harley Quinn meets Morticia Addams crossover. I kind of figured that even though they're very different personality types, they kind of fit into the same family, you know, that quirkiness, a little bit of that sadistic, well, I say a little bit, a lot of that sadistic stuff going on in the family, and it turned out pretty cool. And the videography I did for this one, I was pretty proud of as well. Just trying to explore and do new things and just see where it takes me. And I actually posted this on Twitter, you can follow me here, that I asked people to give me some advice because I don't really like to post pictures of my works in progress. I don't at all. If you want to see some of my works and projects, you can also support me here on Patreon. But I really don't like doing that. But for this one, because I was doing such an interesting crossover, Harley Quinn being known for these colors on her eyes and the tattoo, Morticia Addams being a little bit more sophisticated and ladylike, I was like, how am I going to incorporate besides the colored hair? And I just wanted to make sure that it flowed. And so people on Twitter gave me some advice, and I greatly appreciated it. I was mighty proud of this painting. I love it. And I eventually want to continue doing a series on characters that I hope to write about in a book one day. And so this guy here, the video was pretty fun to make as well, and the painting was just wonderful. I think it turned out better than I expected, honestly, except for the fact that his head is a little bit darker than the rest of his body. I kind of fixed that on Photoshop on the computer, but overall, very proud of this, working with male anatomy in this capacity for the first time, but then also bringing these abstract forms and creating literally my own design for this face, only drawing from some references, but this was all in my imagination. The background is actually spray painted, which is an awesome way to get these really cool graphic effects, and then everything else was done in oil paint. And I needed to find a really black. Surprisingly, not all black paints are the same. I had to learn this. So I discovered that the blackest black paint that's out there is known as lamp black. I don't know why. Seems kind of ironic, or of an oxymoron in any case. But anyway, it made a huge difference in my painting, and I believe that's one reason why his face is slightly different color than his body. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm still super impressed. His name is Nefaris. Yes, and I hope to show you more about this character in the future. But for now, this is what you get. And I'm super proud with how that turned out. And then we're going into the next chapter of my life. Some of these paintings and drawings and things like that were all interwoven throughout the year. So it's not like these are exactly in order. Oh yes, because I also forgot during the month of May, my own, Star Wars poster that I made featuring my favorite characters at the time, for sure. Qui-Gon Jinn, Princess Leia, Darth Maul, and of course, Darth Vader. And it's okay, it's all right. Nothing to write home about. But I'm not a spray paint artist. Just thought I would try to do something out of the box, something fun and my own, because who else in the world has a poster like this? But whatever. Oh, and in between all of that, I also was doing some arts and crafts, and I decided to make my own YouTuber play button when I reached 100 subscribers. And now, thanks to you guys, I'm at 300. So, I mean, I wouldn't say this is irrelevant, but it's super fun. I decided to make my own little play button here with a lot of the paint that I took from other projects. So it all just kind of really cool work together. But anyway, let's talk Chibis. So what really kind of put me on the map and got me really excited about posting things online and kind of helped me be successful in my Etsy shop was the making of this beauty right here. And I don't want to take it off my wall just yet. It's this beautiful, fun little Cara Dune chibi character. And you'll notice in this particular one, because this is a sample piece, I don't actually have, even in the original drawing, I forgot, can you believe it, to put her red rectangle tattoo on her arm. And so this is just a sample piece. I was trying different ways to print them out to sell them. And that's when I realized I forgot an important detail. So I went back and added that in the computer, and it turned out really fun. I love this piece. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, it was super fun to make. Absolutely. So I've been creating some chibis here and there, but this really is what started the whole adventure to take off into creating all of my other characters. Like this beauty here. I just love this doll. This, if anybody doesn't recognize it, is the lovely Dr. Janet Fraser from Stargate SG-1, one of my personal favorite TV shows in the entire world. I feel like she's an underrated character, and I don't know, I also kind of talk about why I like certain characters. And you can also check out that video as well. This was fun to make. Really started getting into my stride of chibi characters after Cara Dune and after this one. Just getting to know and understand the importance of eyebrows and lip shape the hair, everything like that. And you'd be surprised that these chibi characters might look simple and easy, but they're not. And I'll talk more about that later on. But yeah, I love this one. Absolutely love it. This, along with a nice background and hopefully some more of the other characters, are going to be coming to my Etsy shop here in the future. And I did a Princess Leia with Wicket drawing as well. And this turned out really cute. Sold a couple of posters and shirts of this, and that was so fun. And I really enjoyed making the Wicket character because of the texture, the fuzz, trying to really make it look like he was hairy. And the eyes for Ewoks is really creepy. They were much brighter, and I had to darken them because they looked a little terrifying. But when you look at the movie, their eyes are a lot brighter than this. And I decided to take creative liberty and not do that. Had a little bit of struggle with Princess Leia here in the beginning because her makeup started looking, and her hair, we kind of just went this Bridget Bardot kind of look. But I felt like it was still cute and lovable. I like this one a lot. And of course, then I had to do some fun little Christmas chibis as well. I had these for a limited time in my Etsy shop. I'll probably come back maybe next year. Had a couple of people buying my Jabba the Hutt, my Santa the Claus or Santa the Hutt drawings here. And I love how he turned out. He's kind of gross, kind of cute. What is he? I don't know, but I love the way that he turned out. So I did some holiday editions of my chibis and Star Wars, of course. And I love this one of the Jawas. This guy over here is my absolute favorite with the little Rudolph nose and just his little expression. And I love him too. He just looks so excited to be the top of the tree, of course. And also this little guy right here. I made an ornament last year. I was painting with my family, and I made some Star Wars ornaments, and I put fa la 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 Jawa, and he kind of inspired this one right here. And so if you don't know, I also am on a podcast called Inside the Booth. You can find us right here. And I designed some characters because we had Ghostbusters month to celebrate the newest Ghostbusters movie, Afterlife, that came out, of course, in November. And so I decided to do some characters for that. I did Sigourney Weaver's character as Zool. And then I also did, you guessed it, Rick Moranis as Louis Tully. And I actually made a poster, which will be coming soon to my Etsy shop as well, of these two together. And it was just super fun. I really enjoy creating this character because of the body shape. It's not something I've ever done before. And then playing around with the makeup and the hair. This was all brand new territory to me, making curly hair and this body style right here. So that was super fun, a little bit challenging, but definitely worth it. And it turned out pretty spectacular in my opinion. So all these chibis just kind of led me to do more chibis. So I started doing streamer, YouTuber chibi series, and it all started with this lady here. Her name is Janyi, and her channel is called Journey with Janyi, and she just kind of helps put people to sleep. And I just kind of discovered her, and I liked the way her voice sounded, so I thought, hey, I'm just gonna draw her. When that inspiration hits, you just can't avoid it. And it turned out pretty cool. I like her hair, the way that turned out. And then the streamers just kind of grew, and I decided to try Tugs from ThatTuggLife. And she's also on Twitch, and she plays video games and computer games. She plays Phasmophobia, and I don't do scary stuff. I don't like scary things necessarily, but she makes them fun because she screams and jumps and plays with other people, and it's just really hilarious. And a lot of times, no offense, Tugs, she dies in these games. And in this one in particular, she likes to haunt people while she's waiting, I guess, to be resurrected or something. And she'll go around and pick up spray cans and kettles and toss them at the other players in the game to try to get their attention. So I decided to make her a chibi character. And then next on the list, you've seen little snippet perhaps on my channel if you've been watching for a while, and I decided to make Phil TMNT, and he is also a YouTuber. He plays video games, he talks to people, he interviews other YouTubers, and an all-around really great guy. However, he apparently enjoys ketchup on pizza, and like I said before, when inspiration strikes, you just kind of have to go with it. And when I saw his story unfolding about how he enjoys ketchup on pizza, and he also does TikToks and he dresses like a Jedi and does little skits and things like that, I don't know, I just thought this would make a really cute picture. And that led me to doing the Force of Light Entertainment ladies. And if you don't know who these ladies are, I encourage you to go to their channel and support them. They're really wholesome and fun entertainment, and they talk about all things pop culture, and they're really fun to watch. Natalie and Michelle. I always get their names reversed. I don't know why. I'm really glad in the beginning of their shows they tend to say Natalie the Red and Michelle with 2 L's. Kind of, for whatever reason, just helps me out. And Michelle really likes Baby Yoda, of course. Who doesn't? But she really likes Baby Yoda. And of course, Natalie has this gorgeous red hair that's always glorious and just perfect. And I decided to draw them. And that was going to be the last chibi character design I was going to do for the year 2021. But then something else happened. And I also want to quickly point out, sometimes when you're drawing things, the devil's in the details, and it really gets to be personal when you're creating artwork based off of people you've seen. Because if anybody's ever noticed, I did, when I started getting really into the details of the eyebrows and the eyes and the eye color, I noticed that Michelle does not have the same colored eyes. It's a very subtle detail, but I mentioned it to her and she's like, yep, it's true. She's like, one eye is a slightly different color than the others. I want you to go to their channel and peek at it for yourself, but it's really cool being able to just kind of get a little bit more personal with these people when you're creating them in a different form way. And like I said, they were going to be the last characters that I did for the year. However, I had a dream. And I was going to show you, but I can't show you. I've got to blur all this out because it's not quite done yet. I'm super proud of it. I love the way that it's coming out, and it's taking it to another level. I'm actually now taking YouTubers and streamers on adventures. I'm not just drawing them. They are doing something. They're in a story. They're doing an action. And so I'm excited to show you guys, but it's not quite finished yet, and there's a story that goes along with this that is pretty intense. One of the most important pieces of artwork that I did in the year 2021. Now, it's not this picture exactly. This was just my concept art into creating the wonderful painting that I did make featuring my friend. Brooke suffers from a disease known as CRPS or RSD, and it's not a very common illness. And in fact, it often gets brushed under the rug and dismissed. Often the patients are told that it's all in their head and that there's nothing really wrong with them, even though they live their lives every day in severe and intense pain. And it was such an honor and a privilege that she allowed me to paint her, that she modeled for me, in fact, sent me some photos, and then she allowed me to paint her. And with this disease, because it's known as the fire and ice disease, basically, or it's what they call, some of the people that suffer from it call it, because of the burning sensation, because of the nervous system. It's a disease of the nervous system. I decided to take Brooke for all that she's suffered and all that she's gone through. The way that I see it is that she is like a phoenix that rises from the ashes, and she just continues to go on her journey, and she's telling this story and encouraging and inspiring other people. This piece here, it's one of the biggest ones I've ever done, and it was the second human I'd ever painted. And you can see the similarities between it and my concept art. Not everything turned out the same, and you just kind of have to learn to go with the flow. I did this in oil paint as well, and it turned out amazing, and it really helped Brooke. She thought it was lovely. She almost cried because she just said that it was very touching. The fact that this is how I see her, even though that she doesn't see it herself. She just kind of helped her and encouraged her. And I want to keep on doing that. And if you'd like to know more about CRPS, because it's a very dangerous disease, but again, it's easily dismissed, I do have a video that you can check out to learn more about that and a little bit more about Brooke's story and what went into painting this. So not only did I do painting and a lot of drawing this year, I also did some kind of sculpting artwork as well. I created this awesome 3-dimensional gingerbread Stargate, which you can see more of, and I did a nerd church, and I'm working on my first collaboration with Black Market Outposts. He sent me something that is so flippin' awesome. In fact, there we go. Now I kind of have to fuzz this out as well because you're not allowed to see what it looks like finished, but it's a little teaser for what's coming in the year 2022. And again, I just want to thank you guys so much for being with me on this journey. I couldn't do it without you, and I'm looking forward to creating more and cool things this year and just seeing what opportunities will arise from all of this. And again, thank you so much for those that already subscribe and follow. I see you, I appreciate you, and I just want to wish all of you a very happy New Year.